Hi, this is Tim Santoni and welcome to Santoni Spotlight. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Vas Gatsinaris. Thanks, Vas, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Tim, thank you.
Before we get started, maybe you could talk to the viewers a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got to where you are, and a little bit about the company you run now.
All right, well, I'm a chiropractor by trade, and not your typical chiropractor. I started about 17 years ago and I graduated in '01, and I was fortunate to where I started working with professional athletes. Now the reason why that's important is because I didn't have time to take 6 weeks or 10 months to treat, let's say a basketball player. There were times where, hey, Dr. Vas, I've got 3 days to be able to fly out to Hawaii or to be able to be ready for a championship game. I need you to fix me now. So that's what started the road to I can fix people faster, quicker, and better. Throughout the course of my career, that turned into where corporations started to see the results we were having, and that turned into a business where we were able to provide these corporate sports medicine treatments to their employees.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about the current company, what you guys do, what a typical client looks like, what industries really, where you can really help them.
Well, American Corporate Health, we've been around for about 5 years now. We provide on-site wellness services to corporations. Our typical companies are roughly about 100, 150 employees and more. And what we're able to do is provide on-site providers to these companies to help mitigate their workers' comp claims, to help provide on-site wellness services, and to actually catch a lot of these minor aches and pains before they turn into some larger problems down the road.
Sure, sure. And so what types of things, what types of metrics and what things do you help them measure to determine if a program where you're offering that on-site kind of corporate wellness program is actually impacting their employees, their bottom line, their workers' comp premiums, their X and Y? Like, give us a sense of what things you might measure.
So good question. There's quite a few things. We've got one company right now with about 120 employees that's going on. They just passed 1,000 days of no OSHA recordables, and this Monday they're going to hit the 3-year mark of no recordables. So we've been with this company for 8 years, and when we first started, they do a lot of lifting, twisting and turning, putting in lifting boxes into trucks, distribution company. And so over the course of the years, we've been able to track their numbers as far as how many workers' comp claims they've had, how many near misses, how many first aids, and we've been able to track from beginning until now where we're at a 3-year time period where, gosh, it's been running smoothly. We've been able to create a culture of wellness to where if someone comes into the office and they say, oh man, I've got a headache or my shoulder hurts, I slept wrong, oh, the on-site provider will be here today, take my spot. Another example is a company that we're at a supermarket, and I sit down with them and they go over their loss runs. So once a year when they go over there with their insurance broker, we're able to sit down and find out, okay, this time period a year ago we had X amount of claims or X amount of dollars associated with workers' comp. Now with the program on site for a year to 2 years, we've now noticed a reduction in the claim frequency and also in the dollars spent.
Very good, very good. So obviously employers of all sizes have challenges with regard to workers' comp claims and how those impact the bottom line. So how is it typically that people find out about corporate wellness, your company, American Corporate Health, and how that can help them? And who are those people that recognize that and would bring you in?
Well, good question. Most of my time is educating people. Wait, this is either too good to be true, or wait, there is something out there, a company or a program that we can utilize to help my employees. So that's the beginning part. It's no one knows that we exist out there. A lot of the smaller companies, A, either think they can't afford us or can't use us, and then B, the larger companies have never heard of us. So I typically work with insurance brokers, also work with HR specialists that A, have tried the treatment, have received treatments, and actually realize that, wow, if you're able to fix that guy who's scheduled for carpal tunnel surgery, and you got them fixed within 3 visits. I've got a company out in San Diego or in Orange County that's got, maybe it's a call center, or maybe that they're doing a lot of repetitive overuse. They've got an employee who's complaining of aches and pains. Maybe I can send them to you and introduce the company to you. So it's a lot of education on my part. The other way that people find out about me is that they're sick and tired of a broken down system. And we still run into this every single day, to where an employee says, hey, my shoulder hurts, or I've got some aches and pains, and right off the bat they just send them to the workers' comp mill. We'll go over here to the medical clinic. Barely even looks at them, let alone touches them, gives them some medication, triggers an OSHA recordable, and they're now stuck in the system to where, all right, I spent half an hour, I stuck my hand in a tub of ice, some guy showed me some stretches, and an hour and a half later I'm back at work and my pain's back. Sure. So what ends up happening now is there's got to be a better solution, and when people find out about us, that's where we're able to go out there and meet with some of these companies.
So that model of, oh, I'm hurt and go to the clinic, that's a pretty typical scenario that would happen in most businesses. So who is it that you're educating in those businesses to be aware of your programs and kind of changing or augmenting and fixing that system?
Right off the bat, risk management. And a large company, when they have risk management involved, they're the ones that understand it. Environmental, health and safety, EHS. And then smaller companies, some aggressive HR consultants or even HR managers that take the time to understand what happened to the employee, do a thorough accident investigation to where, let's find out what's going on, and then the appropriate care. I also work with companies that have on-site nurse triages to where they realize and understand, you know what, I think that might be something that Dr. Vas and his team will be able to fix. Tim, why don't we give you 3 visits and see if Dr. Vas is able to help?
Sure. So beyond the workers' comp issues and the costs associated with that and that broken system, what are some of the feedback you get from HR folks when it comes to, my guess is the retention rate is higher, there's less turnover. What do they say? Why do they like the program, and why do they like what it is that you guys offer?
Well, the first thing is it's customized care. When you're in pain, you want someone to care, to listen, to actually touch you, which is what we do. Last thing you want to do is sit down in a waiting room, urgent care at a clinic with 25 other people sitting there, and you're number 48 and you see the clicker that says number 10, and you're looking at your watch going, I'm going to be here for another 2 hours. Second of all, I don't put you on a machine. I don't put you on a vibrating bed. I don't put you on a E-stim machine or have an assistant come and do the work. You get me for the full time that I'm treating. We're talking to the employee. We're putting them through ranges of motion. We're doing treatments hands-on to where they actually feel a lot better. And when they walk out after 15 or 20 minutes, depending on what the company has purchased, they actually realize that, wow, I've got better range of motion. And within 3 to 4 visits, we're getting about 70% of the employees improve to where, yikes, this is helping me. My headaches have gone away. My shoulders feel better. My low back, I can twist and turn better. So that's an immediate improvement that the HR now feels better sending their employees to someone who cares and someone who will actually touch them and do an actual treatment.
And that program that you kind of implement in the high touch, are you in that regionally, locally, nationally? Like, how are you able to deploy that to larger companies?
Well, even though we're based in Irvine, California, we actually go all the way down from San Diego up to Malibu area, Valencia. So we've got an army of providers that do the treatment. So I educate chiropractors, physical therapists, athletic trainers on this actual treatment methodology. They now pass a test. They now go through the couple years of stringent training with me, and then they're now going on site to a location. So whether Dr. Vas is down in San Diego or Dr. Vas is out in Malibu, they're still going to get the same type of treatment that has a standard uniform of protocols.
Sure. So Vas, you're obviously very passionate about this line of work. Like, what is it? What's the why behind it? What is it you enjoy most about treating and working with these types of clients and their employees?
Good question. The fact that I'm able to make a difference. And so often in medicine, people are coming in there. I've got friends of mine that are physicians at hospitals, and they come back and, all right, I saw 28 patients today. Some of the patients didn't respond well to drugs. We're trying something else. I'm able to make an immediate impact with brain strains. I had a basketball player, UCI basketball player, that came to me after having hip surgery. And the coach came to me and says, "Hey doc, listen, I need you to help me out. He's one of my best players." The surgeon basically said it's season ending, perhaps even career ending. I've got a scholarship bound to this kid. I need to know if he's going to use it. So after 2 weeks, we were able to get in there, break down all the muscles, and get in there and work him out to where after 3 weeks he was actually playing, and that season he got Hustle of the Year award. So that is a great feeling, to where I gave that kid back his career.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, more than that, probably his livelihood.
Absolutely.
And the coach get his key recruit back on the court,
Yeah.
which is impactful
The
to
problem-
his job and the well-being of that team.
And I've got the medical staff that comes up to me and they basically said, "Doc, I don't know what you did. Thanks for helping me out." So that's what I enjoy. I mean, there's one other example where I did a presentation out in Los Angeles, and he was a police officer for 25 years. After that, he became a groundskeeper for a private country club, and he had neck pain and shoulder pain. He was on workers' comp in the past, and anyways, the funny thing was, within a 10-minute treatment, just doing a demonstration, I get a call from him about 2 days later. "Dr. Vas, my neck is about 80% improved. Thank you." And I think he came back and saw me, drove all the way from Beverly Hills to my office. 6 months later said, "It's now starting to bother me. Can I get one more treatment?" So that's how immediate the impact is, and how much passionate I am about it, to where we're able to help give people back their livelihood. And even some simple things of, gosh, I can now comb my hair, or I can reach behind my back, or I can lift my kids up.
Sure. Yeah, it kind of gives them back not only their freedom to do what they want out of pain, but be able to work and have a productive life. Well, great. Well, Dr. Vas, before we let you go, we're going to do a little lightning round, just ask you a couple quick questions.
Okay.
See, so we'll throw 30 seconds on the clock and go. So, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Black?
Black.
Best book in the last 12 months you've read?
The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements. Did you read it or did you listen to it?
I read it, and I also listened to it.
Very good. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. All right. And your favorite app?
I actually got a recent iWatch, and so I'm enjoying the health app.
Health app. Very
Yeah.
good. That naturally.
Tracking my workouts, tracking my steps, and
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining the show. We appreciate it. We'll definitely want to get the word out. We'll link up Voss's information in the show notes below. And if you want to know more about corporate wellness and health, and how some further success stories, we'll link up all the information below. Thanks.